I'm not sad. I'm fine.
Hello, fellow BuJo bandits, and welcome back to this, whatever this is. I have finished my setup for 2023. It is pretty tame. It is pretty minimal, but I don't know. People like to see each other's books, right? So, my ADHD brain already came up with a song this morning for my book because I was like, oh. My new book is finally done, BuJo, BuJo. Oh well. I forget. Maybe it'll come back to me later. All right, let's look at the book. Okay, wait, I remember. My old book is finally done, BuJo, BuJo. Time to make another one. Turn the BuJo page. Okay, anyways, back to work. Man, making videos is a lot of work. Had to get the stick back out and put it so you could, this. Never mind. Anyways, okay, so here it is, the Blue 22 Edition 2. I am a shill. Yes, it's true. The video is sponsored. I guess it's not sponsored by, because they don't pay me anything, but I am a BuJo ambassador, fancy. And if you go to the website for bulletjournal.com and buy things and use the code frankenlog, all caps, you will get 10% off anything that you buy at the store, including BuJo University, which isn't cheap, but it's super cool. Anyways, can you please pay attention? We're here for all right, here's my new bullet journal for 2023. Let's see if Brian can keep the video under, what? 10 minutes? We'll see. All right. Oh. Oh, well. Give me a call, I guess. You guys already saw this. I posted this already. This is my, plea for people to return my bullet journal if they find it. All right, so we have my key. Somebody in Bullet Journal University the other day was asking whether or not I had, if people have their own, special symbols that they use. So here's mine. I don't use inspiration very often. I rarely use explore, although I did find myself using it when I was setting up this time. This little guy, see a little arrow pointing towards the bracket? That's the back pocket. That means that something is in this back pocket to go grab. I love these back pockets. Priority I use these two all the time, probably the most of anything. Well, obviously this one too. This one I use if something in my BuJo is in reference to an email in my start emails in Google. I have that. This is so when I'm writing down to pay bills, I don't have to write the word pay a million times. This means I'm waiting for something. I used to have an entire list for waiting for, but my life doesn't require it anymore, so I don't have it anymore. And this is for one specific page of routines that I have. I made this symbol up because I wanted it to indicate something that is regularly happening. It's not a task, it's not a note, it's not an event, so I made up my own thing. Okay, so then we have our page of, ooh, jiggly. Jiggle it just a little. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna make you sick. All right, so this is my my intentions page. I have an I want and I don't want, and I know that I've been told by some people not to focus on the negative and that it's better to stay in the positive, but I like both. I think, hear me out. Negative things aren't always bad, right? Like, there's such a thing as healthy negative emotions. Like, if a family member dies and you're sad, it's a negative emotion, but it's not bad. Like, it would be weird if we weren't sad. So, anyways, that's my point. So, I want to be active, healthy, keep up with Jenny, get enough sleep, weigh 165 pounds. That's a big one. Or not. Hey-oh. And be more social. That's a newer one. I need to rebound from COVID, and I don't want to be controlled by impulse or be fragile, lazy, or tired. Anyways, you get the idea. And then we get my index, which is a lot cleaner than my last one. Oh, rats! I should have grabbed my other one. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry for that terribly long wait. Anyways, last time I thought I'm gonna do these lines, and gross. Look at it, did not turn out the way I thought. Speaking of not being fragile and whatever, I'm all out of breath from running up and down the stairs. I don't know why I ran. You were paused. Anyways, here's my index, which is much more clean. I want to mention this right here. So in a video I did a couple days ago when I was showing my year in review, and I had there's a bunch of extra blank pages in here, and I said, that's fine, I don't care, I'm moving on. Somebody actually left me kind of a scathing comment on that video on YouTube, which I deleted because meh. But basically, it was written in Spanish, and I had to use Google Translate, but in a nutshell it said, oh, I can't believe you're going to waste all those pages. Oh, that's right, you live in a first world country and you don't care about wasting things, and it doesn't make any difference to you. And I was like, ouch, that was harsh. But it also got me thinking, like, yeah, that's a good point. And, you know, we're always looking for places to doodle or scratch or maybe use for, you know, things that aren't that important, like taking notes in a game or something. So I decided to include in my index here a section for usable blank pages, and I'm referencing my old bullet journal, right? So the last bullet journal was journal 9. So pages 151 to 179 are blank and available for use if I need just some blank space. So maybe I can make use of it. So Spanish-speaking commenter, thank you for your feedback. It was mean, but also I heard you. Anyways, so I got my realizations, whatever, you see it. It's an index. I use a little mark next to the month so I can find them easier. I think in the past I've done it like with a little T shape. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Anyways, all right, so room for the index. So these are my routines. Those are the little arrow symbols I mentioned earlier. So and the first page of my future log is a list of things that are going to happen over and over again. And instead of having to write them over and over again every month in a future log, I thought, let's just have one place to put all of these things. So in sort of an Alistair method. So to be clear, this is the Alistair method. So this is a future log where instead of breaking the page into separate dates, I write the dates across the top, or the months across the top, and then when something's going to happen during that month, I put a dot under that specific column for that specific month, and I put the date over here. And that way, you don't have to worry about having too much space in one month and not enough space in another, which is like my entire theme all the time. And so this is similar. If it's monthly, the arrow goes here. If it's weekly or if it's other. And then that way, these are things that are going to happen. And every month when I set up my journal, I can look here and see what I need to do. Okay, so more of that. My someday maybe list. That's a David Allen getting things done term, the someday maybe. So this is just stuff that that I might do someday. Okay. Realizations, you already saw that. This weekly template, I write this every time because when I'm on my game and I'm doing good for myself, I'm here in this page, and I'm using this every Sunday to give myself a focus, and I really like it. And the book that it's from, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is actually way better than I expected it to be. Like, I expected it to be like some corporate dude's book. Hold on, coffee break. So good. And it's, I mean, it is to some extent, but it also has some really good life lessons in it. So I like that book quite a bit. Moving on. Okay, the when did I last? I actually got this off of the Minimalist Bullet Journal group on Facebook. It is, I saw somebody else do it, and I thought, this is so smart. I do have to update this one because I just made this bullet journal, and I'm not entirely sure of some of these dates. But it's a great way of just keeping track of little things and knowing when you did them. And yes, the last time I dusted the bedroom ledge was, was 2 years ago. But I can explain. That is a very high ledge, and no one goes up there, and no one can see it. So shut your face. Anyways, stuff to make. Yeah, you know, videos for the future. This isn't always videos. Sometimes I would put models or things like that that I want to put together on here too. All right, and here we go. Here is my frankenlog, I guess, frankenlight for January. But this is modified. This is like a frankenlight light. at this point, I don't have any tasks with letters on them. Like I don't have it. Oh, duh. I didn't put my, I haven't, so I did forget something. I have to move my stuff from the routines page into here. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do the letter thing right now. I don't have as many tasks as I used to. And I used to I write a letter and then write the task and then put the letter on the date that it's due. And that way I could, write things repeating without having to repeat them. But if I don't have a lot of tasks, I could just write the date over here too. That's a possibility. Let's see. What am I going to do? Yeah, maybe it is going to be a full frankenlog. Please hold. I'm still working on adding things in, but my stepson, Sky, has woken up and Kaylee is starting to bark. Oh, really? I turned on the video and you stopped doing it? Aren't you going to bark for the people? Okay, well, never mind. Okay, I fixed it. Anyways, where were we? I guess this is an actual full-blown Frankenlight. I'm actually worried I'm not going to have enough space for all my tasks this month. That could get interesting. If I run out of space, I'm just going to, do like eminent domain on my media section, because honestly, the media section doesn't ever really get that big, right? Like, if you look at, there's not that much there. I swear to God, I was like, this will be 10 minutes. I'm all set up, and I wasn't even done. What are you going to do, right? Yay, happy accidents, pretty little trees. Okay, I often use like a mild liner, like a shy black. Some people call it gray, but I only use black in my bullet journal, so clearly it's shy black, to do my habit trackers, but I didn't feel like it. I thought, let's just see how it looks without it. We'll see what that looks like. But I did use the lovely stickers that come with the BuJo Edition 2. Have you guys seen those? There. All right, so here we go. Like, these are lovely stickers that for the days and the weeks, or the days of the week and the months and the numbers, and sometimes I use the other stickers too. But anyways, so I use those for that. That's really nice. This sort of makes me more likely to do a Frankenlight versus a Frankenlog, just because a lot less drawing. Okay, so tasks for the month. Anytime there's a task that's scheduled, I put a letter next to it, and then I put that letter on the date, and that way, like for garbage, I don't have to rewrite it over and over again. Media, any video games, books, TV shows, movies, anything along those lines that I engage in, I put here. Partly because I can't believe how many times I start things and don't finish them. It's amazing. So I leave the dot open, actually. So there's a different use of the dot. If I have media from, let's say we go back to October here, spooky month, right? And in this media, you'll see that city skylines and railway empires, those are still open dots. I didn't finish the games, right? I just played them. So some things watch whatever, Tarzan, the Disney movie. I finished it, I actually watched it. So if I don't finish something, I don't mark it off, which means it could stay unfinished. So we're watching Wednesday right now, and we started last month, and we're going to finish this month. I'm not going to go back and cross this off. This just because I want to know which things I don't finish. And if it's not finished here, then I know to look and see if I finished it at another point. But this just sort of gives me an idea of what I do and don't, actually finalize with media, because I take in a lot of media. And so do you. Look at what you're watching right now. Good, dear God. And this is a Frankenlight. I think I've explained the crap out of this. Go to frankenlog.com, and then you get the full skinny, but the basic gist is that every day has a box, and the box can hold a certain number of marks. So for the daily goals, I have walk, sleep 7 hours, meditate, and produce something. And if I do all 4 of those, you'll note it'll turn into a little star. I almost got one on Monday. I just didn't sleep enough because I had to pick Skylar up from the airport. So there's that, but I was close. Did you just hear Kaylee groan? Every time she's making noises, the camera has been off. It's no fair. And then every week I have one box over here, and that box is for weekly goals, which is weekly planning, and then basically just exercise right now. I change these all the time. I change them to whatever I think I'll need. And then that's it. Letters for tasks. Oh, and I do, over here, I use this as 1 line a day. Just writing something about the day. The downside to this particular setup that I'm doing right now is that the more tasks there are on a given day, the less room I have for writing, something meaningful. Which I don't love, but then again, if I like sectioned it off and left space, same thing, same issue. So I'm about to sneeze. Please hold. Ooh, that was a good one. I feel like that's proof that something loves us, because sneezes are terrific. Anyways, and also some people have hilarious sneezes. I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm unmedicated. Let's move forward. Focus. And here we go. This is literally like almost totally it. This is my dirty dailies. So that we've already started the year, and I like to write the appointments I have at work, even though they are in a digital, in therapy notes. I just like doing it. It helps me remember. I'm more likely to remember what my schedule is if I'm seeing it in here and writing it down. And I also just like writing things that happened, like having a headache and setting up the alarm clock and oh, look, I said thank you. And singing, right? Notes are done. Had a lot to do, but my notes are done. Huh, it's funny, I was convinced that I would remember the tune to this when I wrote it, and I can't remember the tune. Notes are done, had a lot to do, but my notes are done. I don't know if that's a tune or not. It works. I still haven't moved stuff, so here we go. I have an open task still from yesterday. Everybody has a different way of doing this. I might move it if a task is open and I move to another day. I'm definitely not going to just move this from here to here. I am paying enough attention to notice it. But if I go to a new page, maybe I might move it if it's something that I think like I have to keep my eye on. But Ryder has said in the past that he just makes sure that he reflects on all the dailies of them during the month every time he does a reflection, so things don't fall off. Me and my ADHD might not be good enough to do that. I think when I turn pages, I often bring stuff with, but not until then. And then, I have to talk to our insurance company about something, so here's a little call Liberty, but here's that little look in back pocket, right? So if I look in the back pocket, there's a piece of paper here with a phone number that I need to give them a call, so that's handy. I could also just write it down, but there's other information I need on the letter, so I did it that way. I love that pocket so much. And I got to do the filter and the softener filter. So this is stuff I added in from my routines page. I didn't put it on the monthly because I know it has to happen now. Like I'm behind on this and it's slacking. So I need to do these right away. And then once I've done them, I can put them in the when did I last page. Oh, I should tell myself that. Add to when did I last page. Hopefully the other Brian will remember what that means. I think so. When did I last? I'll remember that. And that's it. So I saved myself a page for free flow. This is where I do my longhand journaling. And I'll journal, and then if I turn and the next page isn't blank, I'll just find the next blank page, look at what number it is, and then I will write that number here. Oh, you can't see. Here. I'll look at the next page, see where the number is, and write it here. So, yes, somebody mentioned in the last video, hey, could you move that camera back so we could see the whole page at once? Not really, not without buying something new. This thing I bought on the internet, I was really excited for this very specific purpose, but unless I zoom out to wide angle and then kind of lose focus and it gets more shaky, no. This is what we're stuck with, people. It's dirty like my dailies. That's it. That's everything. That is my new. Oh wait, no. One more thing. I did set up at the very end, just to make sure there's space here. At the very last page, I set up my format for the annual review at the end of 2023. So the space is there. I've made it. Maybe I'll do it a different way, but that's okay. And we'll see. Will I fit an entire year into a bullet journal again? Last year was the first time I did that, I think. So time will tell. I'm going to take the old bullet journal And I'm going to use the sticker that comes, which I didn't even know was there actually. The first time I totally overlooked this sticker right here, which is a long sticker. I'm going to use that, and I write the journal number, which is, this is number 9, and then the months that it covers. In this case, I think I can just write 2022, which will be new, and then I put it on the bookshelf with all the other, you want to see? I'll just show you. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put the date on there. I'm going to take this bad boy. Go into the bedroom, and we'll go here, and go into my fancy new thingamajigger, my secretary, and get. Oh, I didn't put the rubber. That's okay. There we go. Another chapter in the books. Another year done. And so, thank you for joining me. Hope this was helpful to you. And okay, isn't that cool? Yeah, neat. This one's too big. It doesn't fit. My first BuJo was like a gigantic one. So, anyways, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys all over the place on the internets. Have a good day. Carry on with courage.